Is there someone out there? Please leave me alone. Oh my god, there's fucking spiders everywhere. Fuck off.
Okay, now look, here he comes. Now he's shining the flashlight in through the mesh of the tent.
I don't know, but it sounds like a kid.
Kid just keeps screaming. What the hell?
Okay, the kid has been screaming for like about 10 minutes now.
Don't ever camp here alone, because once the sun goes down, the wild turns into something far more unpredictable. Now you're about to see some of the most disturbing hiking and camping encounters ever caught on camera. This video comes from YouTube creator The Explorer Returns. Video follows a solo overnight camp in a remote forest. But things quickly take a disturbing turn when the creator begins hearing footsteps and movement around his tent late at night.
I've just realised I've messed up. I don't have any pillows. I'm wearing a hoodie, which is alright, but I've got nothing to lay my head on. I heard walking. Oh my god, spider on my hands. Shit. Guys, I'm telling you, there's someone out there.
What starts as small noises, sticks snapping and movement in the darkness, quickly escalates into panic as he becomes convinced someone is walking around just his camp. He repeatedly calls out, asking if anyone is there, but gets no response, making the situation even more unsettling.
Guys, I don't know whether I should have the light on so it lets people know I'm here. Because right now I'm in pitch black. I don't want someone to come over here and fucking... Is there someone out there? Please leave me alone. Oh my god, there's fucking spiders everywhere. Fuck off.
The fear builds as he describes the location as a place where someone could disappear without a trace, and admits he feels like he is being watched from the darkness. Unable to calm down, he finally decides to abandon the challenge and leave in the middle of the night.
Running at this time, it feels like midnight at this point. Fucking trains. There's so I don't think I can do this. I just don't think I can. If there is someone out there that generally is watching me, I really shouldn't be here. I can't do this. This is stupid. No, I'm going to pack up and leave. It's been about half an hour since I heard those noises. It has all gone quiet, but I've got a bad feeling. I need to get the hell out of here. I'm going to pack up because now I've got to find my way out of this fucking forest. I have no idea which way it is. I'm going to try and pull up Google Maps. I'm going to try and work my way out of here. I'm going to pack all my stuff. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I tried. I stayed here for 6 hours. And even after all that shit, I didn't run. I was very close to just leaving all my shit here and just grabbing my car keys and just leaving it all here. Because I generally thought that there was someone here. I can't do it. I'm just sitting in that tent overthinking.
While escaping, he spots a person with a torch moving through the forest. who seems to avoid being seen, confirming that someone had been out there the entire time.
They must have fallen off of the tent as I was packing away in such a rush, and when I actually got back to the car, I realised that they were missing, and there was absolutely no way I'm going all the way back to go and find them. I'd rather just buy new ones. So yeah, that's a shame, but we move.
There's someone over there with a torch. Get the fuck out of there. Guys, there's someone with a fucking torch. Shh. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So yes, you've just seen someone in the forest on their own with their light on. I don't know who that was. However, there does become an apparent story to this at the end, which you'll see in a minute, but that's just fucking freaky. The fact that they were that close to where I was spending the night, like if I'd have stayed where I was, this person would have 100% come across my camp.
The situation becomes even more serious when firefighters stop him and reveal there were reports of someone trying to start a fire in the reserve. This suggests the same may have been responsible for the noises around his camp.
So guys, the fire brigade have just approached me. They're behind me now. They've just asked me, am I the guy that started the fire? And I was like, no. I literally just dumped all my shit down there. And they're like, yeah, we've just had reports of a fire out there. And they've gone in now to go and put the fire out. But I never saw any fire. I just said I'm a YouTuber and I've done like an overnight challenge. I didn't start no fire. But yeah, they're in there now looking for someone that apparently tried setting fire to the nature reserve. They had like a huge fire going and it was like catching fire to the bush. There was someone out there the whole time and they were out there to set it on fire. Or maybe they weren't, but they were about to. It must have been a pretty big fire for someone to trigger a fire brigade response. That's fucking mad.
By the end, the experience shifts from a simple overnight challenge to a genuinely dangerous encounter, leaving the creator shaken by the realization that he was not alone in the forest after all. This video comes from a solo van life camping channel, Maximalist Minibus, where the creator usually shares campground life, bus living, and everyday outdoor experiences with a casual and honest style. In this episode, what begins as a simple story about procrastination takes a disturbing turn when she finally sets up a trail camera outside her campsite for the first time after putting it off for months.
Uniform, because, you know, I'm getting paid to be a camp host, so there's that too. Okay, so this camera, for example, where did I put it? This camera, for example, I've had this camera for at least a year, maybe more, probably, maybe even 2 years. It's a trail cam with a little solar panel on the top, and, you know, it has its own power and everything. And I searched for it because I wanted one that had its own power so I could put it anywhere. Didn't have to worry about whether I have power there. And it has the solar panel, and then it also has inside this little door, it has battery backup. You're supposed to put batteries in it, which I haven't done yet.
The next morning, she notices something strange. Her tent zipper is open in a way she knows she did not leave it, which immediately makes her curious enough to check the footage.
This morning I got up and my tent is open. And I mean, I know squirrels are always trying to get in there, but squirrels didn't do this. Squirrels can't operate a zipper. I haven't seen any here with opposable thumbs. And I always zip it shut from the top down to the bottom. But see, there's two zippers. And so it's open the other way. One zipper stays at the top after I zip it, and somebody unzipped it from the top down to the bottom. So right now it's like it's open like a flap, right? So it's open, it's zipped at the bottom. And when I first saw it, I thought, well, that's weird. But honestly, I didn't think that much about it because I don't know, maybe I did it that way.
At first, the camera only captures normal campground activity. But around 2:30 a.m., headlights appear near camp, followed by an unfamiliar man walking into frame, wearing ragged clothes, a baseball cap, and what looks like a trash bag for rain protection.
The headlights come this way, and then it's a pickup truck that goes by. I don't recognize it. It could belong to a camper, could belong to somebody in the cabins up the road, but I know most of those cars. It's not a vehicle I recognize. Let's start with that. But right after it goes by, keep your eye on this over here. Okay, there. There he is. You see him? He's got glasses on that are shining. He's got on a baseball cap. It looks like he might have a goatee. And here he comes. He walks across. See, he's got a trash bag, it looks like. And I thought at first he had a backpack on, but you'll see in a minute it's not a backpack. So he walks by. And then it missed the first part of him, but then he comes back with a flashlight. And he's coming around, like, I have a table over here with a bunch of stuff on it. He's coming around probably checking out what's on that table. I think he's... Okay, now look, here he comes. Now he's shining the flashlight in through the mesh of the tent.
The most unsettling moment comes when the man begins shining a flashlight through the mesh of her tent, clearly trying to see what is inside. He then moves the camera out of the way, unzips the tent, and climbs inside while she sleeps nearby in the bus without hearing any of it.
He's coming right to the tent, and look at this. He moves the camera. I mean, he moves the camera. I guess he doesn't know it's a camera, but he moves the steps with the camera so that he can unzip the tent and get inside. And then he's inside the tent for all. You can hear him plunking around, moving things, stuff like that, moving stuff around. And then the movement stops, so the camera kind of stops recording. And, you know, I spliced these together. This wasn't all one. It was just one stopped and then the other started. But you can hear him still, but you can't see him. There he goes. Now he comes out. He's got that jug of water, which I think he had going in, but he's got a trash bag, and he's wearing a trash bag. It's not a backpack, but it was pouring rain last night, so I can understand why he...
For several moments, the camera only captures sounds of him moving items around before he finally emerges and disappears back into the darkness, carrying a few things. At first, she cannot tell what was taken, which makes the whole situation feel even stranger. Later, after checking her gear more carefully, she realizes only a few basic items are missing: hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, and toilet paper.
Okay, update. He did take a few things. It took me a while to figure out what was missing, but he took hand sanitizer, a bottle of rubbing alcohol, and toilet paper. So hygiene stuff, cleaning stuff. And that makes me think that he's probably a guy living in the woods somewhere around here, you know. There's a lot of boondocking. Maybe he's in a tent. Maybe he doesn't even have a tent. And he took, I mean, besides just taking only what he could carry, he only took stuff that he needed. That makes me feel a little different. I'm still creeped out, but I don't know. Part of me is like, well, if he needed stuff, why didn't he just come in the daytime and ask me? But I can imagine that that has probably not turned out so well for this guy in the past. I mean, a guy coming out of the woods in raggedy clothes, asking you for stuff, most people would just run him off. So I guess the guy was just doing what he thought he had to do.
By the end, instead of reacting with anger, she begins wondering if the man might actually be living somewhere in the woods nearby and only taking things he genuinely needed. That shift in perspective makes this video feel more unsettling and human than a typical campsite break-in story. This video comes from the Exploring Stew Dog YouTube channel. This video follows an exploration of an abandoned tunnel from the 1800s, but things quickly become unsettling once the creator enters the dark, water-filled interior with almost no visibility. Inside, the tunnel feels endless and claustrophobic, with strange echoes and sudden noises that make him question what is around him. At one point, he reacts to a sudden impact sound, unsure if it came from inside the tunnel or something else entirely.
So yeah, we'll be zooming in my light in and out so we can just see ahead really. Because it's dark in here.
The discovery of abandoned car remains deep inside the tunnel adds to the mystery, especially since the entrance seems far too small for vehicles to have entered, leaving the situation unexplained.
I just want us to go see these cars. I think that's the... There we go, there's a bit of a car here. What am I looking at here, man? Ah, oh, the stripped on the camera. Someone's doing a take parts off it. But yeah. See me, it's just a chassis. Crazy. Oh.
Later, during a nighttime session in the nearby woods, the tone shifts again when he uses a spirit device and receives unexpected names like Harriet and Mavis, followed by the word circle, which matches a real clearing nearby.
Communicate, so if there's anything you wish to say, please speak into the device. Come join me.
Harriet.
Harriet. Okay, didn't ask her name really. Nice to meet you, Harriet. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Mavis.
Mavis? Another name, okay. Okay, another question for you. How many spirits are up here then?
As the night continues, the environment becomes more hostile. Loud tree creaks, falling branches, and sudden unexplained noises in the darkness make him believe something is moving nearby.
There's a circle outside, okay, that is a bit creepy. This is like a circle of open area. But yeah, as you can see, it is like fucking woods out of wood. No way.
By morning, the situation becomes clearer, but no less intense. Multiple large trees have fallen around his camp during the night, close enough to have seriously injured him, explaining the terrifying sounds he heard in the dark. So yeah, this is the woodlands obviously last night I was in. But yeah, it's a circle on the spirit box last night, and that was a fucking circle. So I was in a... but... shit! That was so lucky and close. Really windy last night, obviously you can tell from the windy video, but look at that tree! In the end, what seemed like paranormal activity turns into a mix of real danger and eerie coincidence, leaving the entire experience feeling tense, unpredictable, and far from safe. This video comes from YouTube creator Life After Kids Journey. Unknown. This video follows a couple documenting their RV life, but one moment early in the morning completely shifts the tone. The most intense part happens around 4:30 a.m., when they are suddenly woken up by loud, continuous screaming coming from somewhere nearby.
How the hell is that person screaming if we're not even the neighbor?
I don't know, but it sounds like a kid.
The kid just keeps screaming. What the hell?
Okay, the kid has been screaming for like about 10 minutes now.
Straight.
Screaming. I don't know if you can hear them, but it's screaming. We think that it's coming from 2 RVs down that way.
Over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
It just stopped. I don't hear it anymore.
No, he's not screaming anymore. What the hell?
I don't know, maybe he had a nightmare or something, but I mean, the kid was screaming bloody murder.
Like crazy.
Like, woke me up, scared the crap out of me. It's like, what time is it? Like freaking 5 o'clock in the morning?
They immediately sound confused and alarmed, trying to figure out where the sound is coming from, with one of them saying it feels like it is coming from a couple of RVs down from their spot. The situation becomes more unsettling as they describe the eyes sounding like a child screaming non-stop for around 10 to 15 minutes. The screaming is loud enough to wake them up suddenly, and they mention how intense and panicked it sounds, which makes it hard to ignore. Then, without any warning, the screaming completely stops. The sudden silence feels unnatural, especially after such a long stretch of continuous noise, and neither of them can explain what caused it. Later in the morning, they revisit the huai, still clearly bothered by it. They describe how it felt like the screaming was chaotic and constant, and then just instantly cut off, which adds to the mystery.
There was a little bit of craziness in the middle of the night, or should I say morning,
Yeah.
a couple hours ago.
Yeah, a few hours ago. Ooh-wee.
So stay tuned for later on to see if we got any news for that.
Yeah, I don't know. That kid was screaming bloody murder this morning, and I really want to find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, because it was just like screaming for like 15 minutes and then silence.
Yeah, it was like he was running around screaming, and they hit him with a trank gun, and he's going,
Yeah, it was just boom, done.
and there was no sound after that, none.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Near the end of the clip, they point out the RV where they believe the sound came from, but mention that they have not seen any people, movement, or children around that area at all.
All right, take a walk with me. So, I don't know if you can see, but that right there is the RV that the kid, well, we think is a kid, was screaming. We have not seen any kids. We have not seen any movement. Nobody at all.
By the end, there is no clear explanation. The rest of the day continues normally, but the early morning screaming remains unresolved, making it the most unsettling part of the entire video. This video comes from the channel Off the Trail, where the creator usually films camping adventures, outdoor cooking, and family road trips with a simple real-time style. In this episode, what starts as a fun overnight camping challenge with his daughter and Walker Farm fam quickly turns into something unexpected. Most of the video is lighthearted, with camp setup, cooking, and a dinner challenge between both families. But everything changes later that evening when flashing lights suddenly appear near camp. At first, they think it might be a friend playing a joke, but it turns out to be a park ranger. The ranger tells them the park closes at dusk, and overnight camping is not allowed in that area. The creator says he never noticed the signs, and the situation becomes tense when the ranger asks for his ID while his daughter watches nearby.
Oh.
What's going on?
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Did we miss some signs or?
I said no camping after 10.
Well, there's no camping right now because this campground's closed. The sign says you got to have a reservation to make a camp.
We weren't camping overnight. We're just doing like a day thing.
Okay. You didn't see the other sign that said park closes at dusk?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You got some ID on you?
Yeah. Sure do. We're doing a YouTube video and my friends just left.
Okay. You live here in town?
I live over by Wycliffe.
Okay. Okay. How often you come down here?
Came down here last week, got me out.
Okay. Well, come down that often. We might pay attention to all the signs that
Yeah,
are posted. The big one right there at the
I'll
end.
get out of here, man. It's not,
Oh no, we're gonna.
I was actually packing up right now.
Okay. Okay.
I had my awning out. We was putting it up. We get ready to leave.
Just gonna check it out. What was your video about?
Cooking.
Okay.
Yeah. Come down here day camp. We're gonna do a 24-hour challenge, but we found out that we can't camp down here because it's closed. Hope we're in trouble. Oops.
I can hear it on his tongue.
I know. Man, that won't stay up there.
Here, set it up against.
The uncomfortable feeling continues as the ranger repeatedly brings up the posted signs and questions why they are still there. The creator admits he starts wondering if he is about to get a ticket or something worse, which completely changes the mood of the trip.
Tomorrow, guys. No bait. Not getting no bait tonight.
We should give some to Mazzy too if she wants.
I know.
Then put this popcorn and the Reese's in there.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, put that oil in there too, if you would, please.
This one?
Yeah.
Is there a lid? Or is it just
It's already closed. Well, it definitely makes this more interesting, doesn't it, Hope?
Yeah.
Golly. So Gary had called to see if we can have, what?
Just when it seems like things are calming down, another problem appears. While checking paperwork, the ranger notices the license plate on the van does not match the registration. This leads to more questions, VIN checks, and a second round of tension as the creator wonders what is happening.
Now there's an issue with the plate. The plate's not adding up. It's not the same for this vehicle. When we looked at the registration and stuff, it's one number off. Like they gave him the wrong plate or something. They said this is registered to a Jeep. And I don't even know if Daniel owns a Jeep. I'll have to call him and see. But yeah, this is turning out to be an eventful night. We'll see how it goes. He's running. He's got all the paperwork running back there, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm just trying to go home at this point.
By the next day, he reflects on the whole encounter, saying the ranger became friendlier later, but the first interaction felt unnecessarily intense. What was supposed to be a simple family camping challenge ends up becoming one of the most stressful and memorable nights on the channel.
He runs people off all the time. I don't know, but then I start thinking, you got to take each case individually and not group everyone together. Like just because maybe he ran people off the night before or whatever, don't come at the next person maybe with a bad attitude. It was almost like he was, to me, maybe trying to instigate me because every time I would say something, I didn't see the sign. Well, you didn't see it. To me, it was just, I'm not going to say it. I thought it was kind of unprofessional the first 2 minutes of the conversation when he was trying to figure things out. And what you guys really can't tell, most of the 2 minutes, he had a flashlight right in my eyes. I couldn't see him. I could barely see the vehicle. Just all the bright lights going on. It was a little confusing what was going on, especially with the light in my eyes. And I talked to my nephew and several other police. They say that's a standard practice. You shine it when you come up on them to see what's going on, and then you put it down. It was a little excessive to me, I thought, once I sat back, started thinking about things. I had a few hours overnight to assess the situation, what happened down there.
This one stands out not because of camping or cooking, but because a normal outdoor trip unexpectedly turns into a tense encounter with law enforcement, paperwork problems, and a night his daughter will probably never forget. This video is uploaded to Wandering Wild Things YouTube. This video follows a solo camper who who heads out to what seems like the perfect riverside spot, expecting a quiet and relaxing night. But things quickly feel off. Right at the start, her dog Willow begins growling and reacting to something unseen, which immediately raises concern since she never behaves like that.
Willow, what's going on? Okay, what's going on? She's acting like there's someone over there, but I don't see anything. She does not do that. She does not growl. I don't know what's going on, but my heart's racing a little bit.
After arriving, the look's ideal, but small details, like broken glass scattered around, add an uneasy feeling to the area. The tension builds when Willow suddenly starts barking and growling again, focused on something in the woods. The camper becomes visibly nervous, even considering grabbing her pistol as her heart starts racing.
Okay, right off the bat, I noticed all this broken glass right here, so I'm gonna pick it up, make sure my dogs don't get sliced open. Fun fact, Olive's already done that once when she was younger, and it was, pretty scary. It was such a clean cut that she didn't make a sound, and we went on a walk, and who knows how long we were walking before I noticed she was like bleeding to death out of her, basically her wrist. Okay, what's going on? She's acting like there's someone over there, but I don't see anything. And Willow is not the barker. Willow doesn't do this. So if Willow's doing this, something's freaking her out. Hey, Willow, it's okay. Olive's not freaked out though. I wonder if she's just seeing something and thinks that it's something, but it's probably just not. You wanna? This is probably like stupid horror movie status, but should we go check it out? Hello? Hold on, you guys. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. You might, if there is someone over there, I wouldn't sneak around. Hey, Willow. Olive, do you see anything? Do you see anything? Who's there? Willow Dean, it's okay, baby. Willow, come here. Willow, what do you see? Come here. Hey. Come here. I'm gonna go grab my pistole.
She calls out and looks around, but finds nothing. The uncertainty makes the moment more intense, as it's unclear whether it's a person or something else entirely. Although things calm down briefly, she admits how genuinely scared she felt, especially because her dog's behavior was so unusual. Later, Willow reacts once again, but this time the cause is revealed: an armadillo, bringing a short moment of relief after all the tension.
She's doing it again. Stop. And she's barking at something, but she's looking the opposite direction. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think you're barking because she can hear hikers across the river. But Willow, I don't know what she's doing. It's an armadillo. That's all. That is really funny, Willow. It's just an armadillo. Okay, well, thank you for keeping us safe, Willow.
As night falls, the situation shifts from eerie to physically challenging. Strong winds and freezing temperatures force her to abandon the tent and move into the truck.
Okay, dinner's mostly cleaned up. I'm gonna put the dogs in the truck, finish cleaning up out here, and then I'm gonna get in there with them and just try to start warming it up in there. I have my Mr. Buddy heater in there in case we need it, because it's gonna only be 28 tonight. And I'm a little worried that I didn't bring enough blankets, but we'll see how good this tent does about keeping the wind out, because I thought ahead. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna get in. So hold on, watch out. No, no, no. Oh, they'll stay. Oh, wait. All right.
The night ends on a rough note as she struggles with the cold and exhaustion, even becoming emotional from the experience. By the end, what was supposed to be a peaceful camping trip turns into a mix of fear, uncertainty, and harsh conditions, showing how quickly things can change in the wild. This chilling paranormal exploration begins after Jeremy discovers rumors of a hidden graveyard buried deep behind a local cemetery, a forgotten section believed to date back to the 1700s. What starts as a simple nighttime investigation quickly becomes unsettling as he follows a narrow trail through freezing darkness toward the isolated burial ground. The deeper he walks, the heavier the atmosphere feels. Nearby houses watch from the shadows, while the Spirit Talker app immediately responds with disturbing words like alive, demise, and trapped.
Of getting a trespassing ticket, but they say it's through this field. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute, and up on a hill. We got a little ways to walk.
Cement shoes.
Let's see. This thing's going off like crazy already. But yeah,
I'm touching your hand.
There's apartments just all over the place.
They've upset me.
They're probably gonna see my lights. Let's hope that cops don't get called.
Wheel.
But they say that you walk through this way.
After reaching the hidden cemetery, the environment changes completely. Ancient headstones appear scattered across the hillside, many broken, collapsed, or barely visible beneath the dead grass. The graveyard feels abandoned and forgotten, yet disturbingly close to modern homes surrounding the fence line. As Jeremy explores deeper, he notices something terrifying. Many of the graves belong to children. Small markers reveal deaths at only 7 years old, 1 year old, and even younger, creating an eerie and emotional atmosphere throughout the cemetery.
This is so old. Guys, look at. What does that say? W something 1856. Guys, can you make out what that says? That's a very old headstone.
We lost our lives here.
You lost your lives here? You guys don't mind that I'm dimming my lights a little bit more than usual. I'm just gonna have to get close. Look at this. Will Efren something died 1845, I believe is what it says. What does that say? Timestamp this. What does that say? Let me know down in the comments. I can actually see it better through the camera, but it's a small screen.
Then the investigation takes a horrifying turn. While walking near the trees, Jeremy suddenly spots what appears to be a shadow figure silently moving between the graves. The dark figure crosses from one tree to another before disappearing completely into the darkness.
Charles something. These are really hard to make out, guys. screaming this close to houses. What was that? Shit. Oh, there's a shadow figure right there. Holy shit. Went right behind that fucking tree. Hello? Right there. Went from this tree to this tree.
Chair.
Moments later, a disturbing sound echoes through the cemetery. A baby crying, not far away. Not faint. Close enough to feel real. The timing becomes deeply unsettling considering the number of child graves surrounding the area. Jeremy repeatedly hears footsteps nearby, while unexplained noises continue moving through the darkness around him. Even he admits that cemeteries normally do not scare him, but this one feels different.
Oh, what the hell? This sounds like a baby crying. Guys, what the fuck? This sounds like a baby crying. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Do you guys hear that? Spirits, what is that?
My heart.
Your heart? Is the children your heart?
As the night continues, the graveyard grows even more terrifying. Broken gravestones lie scattered everywhere. Strange stone structures surround sections of the cemetery, and the spirit talker produces chilling phrases like, "Doomed, you'll never escape me. The shadows are me." Then another shadow figure appears, crossing directly through the graveyard in complete darkness before vanishing again.
Shh. I'm cutting the light for a minute, guys. I'm cutting the light for a minute. Where's my flashlight? Oh shit, I lost it. Listen, what is that? What is that?
Alexander.
Is that Alexander? There's a shadow. Oh, I wish you guys could see this. There's a shadow figure right now. Oh my god, just walking right across the graveyard. It's all black. What the fuck? Holy shit. Okay, we gotta turn this on.
The most chilling moment happens near the end of the investigation. A woman's scream suddenly echoes from the woods nearby. Seconds later, Jeremy's camera light completely dies, despite still having 85% battery remaining. The equipment refuses to turn back on, leaving the rest of the cemetery consumed by darkness, except for a small flashlight beam.
I mean, no harm. That sounds like a lady scream in the woods over there. What the fuck?
Right before the video ends, the spirit talker delivers one final disturbing message. Tell people my story. By the end of the night, the hidden graveyard no longer feels like a forgotten cemetery. It feels haunted. And the most terrifying part is that none of it is ever fully explained. This overnight expedition into the Devil's Wood begins like a normal wild camping trip, but the setting immediately feels wrong. Deep inside this haunted forest, the woods are soaked, isolated, and wrapped around a dark river that cuts through the trees like a boundary. With daylight disappearing fast, the only place to pitch a tent is a narrow strip of muddy ground between rushing water and a steep hill, a place that already feels unsafe before night even arrives.
Welcome back to Under the Weather, live from the Devil's Wood. Now I'm losing daylight and I'm in a very precarious place. So I need to try and get some wood. Wood, and for a fire. But as you can see, there's a lot of wetness around. I'm camped right next to a river. Tent's already up because, as I said, losing daylight. Let's show you the wee tent here. Now this is the most precarious place I've ever put a tent in my life. So let's just see, turn this round. The only flat bit of ground is like this little strip here.
As darkness settles in, the forest becomes unnaturally black. Beyond the small circle of firelight, nothing can be seen. The river constantly shifts rocks beneath the current, creating noises that sound disturbingly close to footsteps. At first, it's easy to dismiss it as wildlife or moving water, but the deeper the night gets, the more the paranormal atmosphere changes. Every sound begins to feel intentional, as if something is moving through the woods nearby.
Shit. Right, let's try this out. This is coming on amazingly. It's unbelievable how dark it is here. This is like crazy. Like outside my little circle, it's just pitch black. And as I said, I picked the stupidest spot, or bravest spot possible, because we've got the river on that side, river there, dangerous hill there. Let's turn you around. So literally muddy, slidey hill.
Inside the tent, the isolation becomes oppressive. Scratching, movement, small impacts somewhere beyond the riverbank. Then suddenly, a loud noise breaks through the silence, stopping everything cold. Flashlight in hand, they listen carefully into the darkness where nothing should be moving. The fear no longer feels imagined, it feels close.
2 thumbs up from me. Right, time to get the shoes off and change a little bit. Hang on. Ow. Hang on. Got it. There will be little animals scratching around, but and also it's when you're camping right next to a river, stream, whatever it is, you'll hear rocks going through the night, and your brain will tell you that's someone coming to get you, but it's literally rocks just kind of being pushed down by the weight of the water. So I think, what the hell? Hang on, turn this. I think I might just turn this.
What follows is worse than seeing something directly. Across the river, in near total darkness, a shadowy figure appears briefly near the trees. Unclear, fast, gone before it can fully register. The slippery terrain, rushing water, and endless darkness make the entire forest feel hostile, like the Devil's Wood itself is watching from beyond the firelight.
Hello, is there? Anybody there? Hello? 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 Oof. What's that? Right. I'm gonna go have a look. Hello? Oh, that's again.
The rest of the night becomes a psychological battle against the unknown. Owls echo through the haunted woods, rocks shift beneath the river current, and unexplained noises continue circling the campsite just far enough away to never be identified. Nothing fully reveals itself, but that uncertainty becomes the real horror of the night. By morning, the Devil's Wood looks peaceful again. Fog hangs above the river, the trees stand silent, and the campsite appears ordinary in daylight. But after spending a night surrounded by unexplained sounds, darkness, and possible shadow figures, one thing becomes impossible to ignore. The forest never felt empty. It felt aware. This overnight exploration in a dark wooded park begins after a strange Randonautica intent. Angels and demons. Almost immediately, something feels off. Deep inside the forest trail, the atmosphere is heavy, silent, and uneasy, like the woods are watching. The explorer mentions earlier encounters with strange symbols, number patterns, and unexplained names like Anna, which already set the tone for something psychologically unsettling.
Tonight we are actually trying another Randonautica intent, and it's been going a little bit weird. I've been having stalkers, I've been finding weird number 7s, I've been finding the name Anna. I don't know what any of this has to do with anything, so I ran another intent tonight, and of course I wound up on another trail. I don't know why. I actually was here like 2 weeks ago, and I found some stuff in the woods, and I actually heard some really creepy stuff as well that was like not related to anything that I found in the woods. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be walking through here. I actually ran another intent, and the point is actually in a different place this time. Sorry, I'm looking over my shoulder because it's so creepy back here.
As the walk continues deeper into the forest, the environment becomes more disturbing. The trail is isolated, surrounded by darkness, and broken only by faint light and distant structures. The feeling of being followed grows stronger. Sounds from the woods are unclear, sometimes footsteps, sometimes movement, sometimes nothing at all. The uncertainty builds tension as the explorer keeps questioning if something is nearby.
And I found some really weird stuff, some kids stuff, and that's kind of what I've been finding all over the place here. Oh, what the hell was that? Whoa, that might have been an animal. That might have been an animal. I think if it was a person, it would have been louder. Okay, I'm already super on edge here, but we're gonna do this anyway and see what the hell we find. Oh crap. Yeah, this place is scary, actually. It's fun to come to during the day, which I haven't done in a long time, but it looks like I'm kind of making a habit of winding up here at night for some reason.
Things take a sharper turn when unexplained objects begin appearing. A random book is found deep in the woods, left in an unnatural way, containing religious-style text about cleansing and rituals. The message feels strange and out of place, especially in the middle of a deserted forest trail. The explorer immediately feels uncomfortable and leaves it behind.
Oh, what's this? What the hell? Someone left a book here, I think. Until I find you. Okay. That guy definitely looks like an author. That's kind of a weird name for a book, Until I Find You. Please do not try to find me. Okay. Whoa. What? Elisha sent a messenger to say to him, go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored and you will be cleansed. Okay, yeah, that's weird. That's really weird.
As the journey continues, more unsettling details appear. Blurred camera moments, sudden noises, and the strong feeling that something is nearby, but never fully visible. The environment shifts between normal forest silence and sudden spikes of tension, making every step feel unpredictable.
Yeah. Look at how creepy this is, man. I'm not supposed to go that way, though. My point is like over this way somewhere. Man, and it is the middle of the night, too, so who the hell knows what's going on. But yeah, this is where I wound up going last time. Let me just check and see. I mean, it's been like a week or two, but I'm pretty sure that no one's just gonna leave a flashlight. Someone probably picked it up when they walked back here. Yeah, I don't see any light or anything over there. I don't even remember how far it was. It was over here somewhere.
Then the most disturbing moment occurs. A backpack shaped like a child's toy is discovered on the ground, placed unnaturally in the middle of the woods. Nearby, candles are found, some freshly lit, others already burning out. The scene feels recent, like someone was just there. A clock is also discovered showing a fixed time, 7 o'clock, placed deliberately, adding to the feeling that this is not random at all.
Backpack here. It's like a face. That's kind of creepy. There's a backpack. Oh, it's got ears. What the hell? Okay. Oh my god, yeah. See, I gotta make sure that like no one's around me, because okay. Yeah. So backpack here. Skip hop. Is there anything in this thing? Please do not disturb. Oh, it's like from a hotel. Do not disturb. Okay. What the hell is this? Yo. There's a clock sitting right here. There's a clock here. Yo, look what time it is. Look what time it is. It's 7 o'clock on the freaking clock. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little weirded out.
The exploration ends abruptly as the tension peaks. With no visible person around, but clear signs of recent presence, the forest no longer feels empty. It feels occupied. The final realization is simple but chilling. Something was just here, and may still be watching from the woods. The investigation begins after the group notices strange blue glowing lights moving between the trees deep in the woods. The lights appear briefly, disappear, then reappear farther away, making it difficult to tell whether they are natural or something far stranger hiding in the darkness.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be some haunted spirits that roam these woods. And that's always interesting. Alright guys, there is something up in front of us and we are not sure what it is.
We're not seeing it.
We ain't seen it, but we have heard it. And it is moving through the woods.
It sounds like it's going away from us, though, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess at least 50 yards in front of us. But we're still kind of laying back, just in case.
We don't want to jump nothing.
No, we don't want to spook nothing. But just so there's no misunderstandings, we are armed. We do have protection.
We're allowed.
As they move deeper along the trail, the atmosphere becomes increasingly tense. Loud movement and heavy noises echo through the forest ahead of them, sounding like something large is stalking them from a distance. The group repeatedly stops to listen, unsure if they are dealing with wildlife, another person, or something paranormal hiding in the woods.
Whoa, what was that?
I don't have any clue.
Dude, that was right over there.
Mm-hmm. My camera's pointed right where you were pointing.
That was right over there. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and be low ready.
Further into the forest, they unexpectedly discover a hidden cemetery, surrounded by overgrown trails and thick darkness. Some graves still contain flowers and markers, making the isolated location feel unsettling and strangely maintained, despite how abandoned it appears.
Alright,
guys. This trail got a lot wider.
Yeah, it got a lot. Looks like there's been some
There's
action.
something up here. I can't tell what it is.
Traffic. More than just foot traffic right here.
Yeah, I think you can drive up this way. Too bad we didn't bring our EVP equipment.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, these kind of look like they've been well taken care of.
Yeah.
There's flowers on a lot of them.
And even the ones with, see, our first video in the coal cemetery, we saw where there were rock markers. Looks like somebody has come back out here, and where there's rocks, they put up little crosses. But this is seriously just right off the walking trail.
While exploring the cemetery, terrifying screams suddenly echo through the woods. The sounds resemble either a woman crying or a mountain lion, but the echoes bouncing through the hills make it impossible to track where the noises are coming from. As the screams continue, the tension inside the forest grows rapidly.
What was that?
It sounded like that scream again. Sounded like it come from that way though. Behind us here. You focus my light. I don't see no eyes glowing.
I don't see any eyes glowing either.
That was either a woman screaming
Or a
a
cat.
mountain lion.
Cat, yep.
One or the other. And to be completely honest with you, I'm really not looking to mess with either one of them.
Well.
Moments after leaving the graveyard, something suddenly moves near the trail only a few feet away from them. Both investigators clearly see movement in the darkness, but when they search the area, nothing is there. No eyes, no sounds, no sign of any animal.
All right, guys, we come up out of that graveyard. We came up out, what is that?
What's what?
Something just moved up the trail.
What?
Something just moved.
I don't know, I got bugs on my freaking hair.
I mean,
saw
that
something.
was close. Whatever it was moved.
Hang on. Let me go first.
All right.
Let me go first.
It sounded like it went this direction, over here. But it sounded like it was right here.
Only thing that's here is a stick.
One stick.
Two sticks.
Two sticks.
There ain't nothing here. But I saw it.
Yeah, you seen the movement, right?
Yeah, I saw something move. I don't know.
So, I mean, I see no... If it was an animal, we'd be seeing eyes.
Yeah, I don't see no eyes. I don't know what that was. Guys, we're headed back to the truck.
Yeah, we got a long hike back to the truck.
Realizing something may have been following them through the woods all night, they decide to end the investigation and leave the forest immediately. The investigation begins with discussion of multiple extraterrestrial species, including Greys and Nordics, suggesting that alien life may not be uniform and could have different motives, both positive and negative. Inside a remote forest, several strange balloon sightings in woods are discovered. The balloons appear near bent trees and water formations, forming unusual patterns that raise questions about possible hidden marking systems or unknown activity across the area.
That's two balloons in less than 5 meters apart from each other in a place like this. It's very strange to find a balloon in the vast environment that I'm exploring, let alone two balloons less than 5 meters apart.
A deep sinkhole is also found, described as large enough to conceal objects or activity from view, adding to the sense of mysterious forest anomalies and hidden environmental structures.
It's weird, like you're just walking through the forest and then you come across this large sinkhole. The camera's not really doing it justice to how deep this sinkhole is, so I might have to walk down there. Yeah, it's weird, like just a huge sinkhole in the middle of the forest, which would be ideal for things to take cover. You know, if you hear someone walking by in the distance that hasn't quite seen you yet or twigged on that you're there, you just jump in something like this and no one's going to see you, even if they are looking right across the horizon of the forest line. They would just look and skim straight over the top of this because it's so far down. that he'd be well hidden. How deep this thing goes? Balloon number 3.
As the search continues, repeated balloon locations and unnatural tree shapes create a pattern that feels too consistent to ignore.
A few meters away from the only bent tree in this area, and at the end of that bent tree is 2 large pools of water. Is there anything to that? I don't know. But balloons would be a great way to mark things, because humans are familiar with what a balloon looks like. We know that people release them as birthday surprises and things like that. So if you was going to use something natural and something that's not out of place to humans, it would be something that humans use. But also a great way to mark a certain area. That's 3 balloons within a square mile. Given how many square miles I'm walking amongst, is that common? I really have no idea. I'm just speculating at this point. But I always like to give you guys things to think about. As I always say, please don't ever take anything that I say.
However, it remains unclear whether this is coincidence, human behavior, or something more unknown. The narrative shifts into skepticism around UFO perception, suggesting that human psychology and media exposure may influence how people interpret unusual sightings, especially in UFO investigation forest encounters.
I was recently listening to a UFO experiencer on a podcast, and halfway through he kind of lost me, because what he said was, you know, I've recently been watching a lot of UFO documentaries, and I've recently been reading everything on the subject of UFOs and extraterrestrials. And what I believe is that there's a link there somewhere, because every time that I do this, you can guarantee I'll step outside of my house, I look up into the sky, and there is something strange, something, you know, otherworldly. So there must be a link with the stuff that we're thinking and the way that these things show themselves to us.
Tension rises when a blacked-out vehicle repeatedly circles the forest area. Its behavior appears deliberate, possibly surveillance-like, contributing to fears of being watched during the paranormal forest investigation.
It's a car acting very suspiciously. It's just done 2 loops of this area. Each time looking out the window at what I'm doing. It'll be interesting to see if they come back this way. This way, Lil. Well, that's 5 times. I have no idea why they keep doing this. That 4x4, that blacked out 4x4, 4 times has been down this road, and yeah, back again. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're lost. I don't know if they're concerned about what I'm doing or curious, but
Shortly after, a dead young deer is discovered with no visible injuries, deepening the mystery surrounding unexplained wildlife death in remote environments.
Well, this is not something you see every day. It's the first time I've been back towards the shelter in months. And there's a little deer that's passed away. There's no sign of any injury though, which is weird. Maybe a disease. Doesn't look like it's been attacked or bit by anything. But it's only a young one. I'll keep my eyes peeled for anything else, but that seems very strange.
The case ends with unresolved questions about UFO sightings in forests, strange vehicle behavior, balloon patterns, and unexplained natural events, leaving the entire experience open-ended and unexplained. This video comes from the channel Under the Weather, where the creator explores dark folklore, ancient rituals, and abandoned or historical locations, often blending storytelling with atmospheric nighttime exploration. In this episode, he visits one of the oldest cemeteries in Scotland on Halloween night, intending to perform what he describes as an Evil Dead incantation. From the beginning, the tone is deliberately theatrical and unsettling, with references to darkness, spirits, and the idea of a Book of the Dead that blurs the line between folklore and ritual belief. He explains the historical background of Halloween, linking it to ancient Celtic festivals where fires were lit and rituals were performed to protect against spirits during the time when the veil between worlds was believed to be thin. This section builds an atmospheric foundation, framing the night as something traditionally associated with the dead and supernatural activity.
As the sun rises over the last golden harvest, the old year begins to die. This was Samhain, the ancient Celtic festival marking the end of summer and the beginning of the dark half of the year. On this night, fires were lit and rituals performed as people believed the veil between worlds grew thin. Spirits could walk, ancestors could return, and protection was needed. Druids resided over the flames, guiding ceremonies meant to ward off what crossed over. Over time, these pagan rituals were absorbed, reshaped, and softened, until ritual fires became lanterns, and carved turnips became pumpkins. Samhain became Halloween, but the old magic truly never left. And so, with the help of a page from the Book of the Dead, they came to me from within the walls of a ruined castle. I ventured into the night.
As he enters the cemetery, the mood becomes heavier. The setting is described as extremely old, with worn gravestones, broken structures, and an overall sense of abandonment. He references local legends, including a supposed grave robber named Buren, who is said to still haunt this area and protect the graves.
As I go into one of the oldest cemeteries in Scotland, and we're going to do the Evil Dead incantation to see what happens, you know what I mean? Now, there is a legend that there used to be a local grave robber who went by the name of Burson. Just one name, Burson, and he would rob the graves here, similar to Birkenhead in Edinburgh. But they say he haunts this place and guards the graves.
The intention of the visit becomes clearer as he prepares a scroll containing the incantation he plans to read at midnight. He acknowledges that the idea itself may be daft, but continues anyway, adding a sense of uncertainty and anticipation about what might happen once the ritual begins. As he moves deeper into the cemetery, the environment becomes more visually unsettling. Old dates on graves, decaying stone structures, and strange arrangements such as flags near graves create a feeling that something may have recently been done in the area. The setting feels active, despite being a place of the dead.
How old are these ones actually? Let's see a date. Not really. $1925. Until the daybreak, the shadows flee away.
He chooses a specific location among the graves, noting the time and waiting for midnight to approach. The pacing slows here, building tension as he prepares to perform the incantation. The silence and isolation of the cemetery become more noticeable, making every small sound feel amplified. The most intense moment occurs when he begins the incantation. The atmosphere shifts sharply as he reads aloud, with visible nervousness and hesitation. During this sequence, he appears increasingly unsettled, reacting to something he cannot immediately explain in the environment.
Conda estrata montos, igrets gad, nosferatos canda, amantos canda. Something fucking came over my shoulder there. Oh shit. Fucking hell. What the fuck? That looks like a fucking hand. Get a bit of light on that. Fucking hell.
The tension peaks when he believes he sees or feels something near him, describing a sensation of contact or presence behind him, while focusing on what he thought resembled a hand-like shape nearby. His breathing becomes heavier, and the sense of urgency increases rapidly. Immediately after this moment, the experience breaks into panic. He steps back, visibly shaken, and ends the sequence abruptly, suggesting that whatever occurred was enough to make him stop the ritual entirely. By the end, the tone shifts from ritual curiosity to fear-driven retreat. He leaves the cemetery stating that he will not repeat the experiment again, leaving the outcome ambiguous, but strongly implying a disturbing, unexplained moment during the incantation. This video comes from a channel focused on witch hunting style exploration, where the creator blends personal stories with nighttime field visits to locations rumored to have witchcraft activity and strange folklore. In this episode, he heads to Lighter Creek, a remote mountain area he claims is strongly connected to witch sightings and ritual activity. From the beginning, he presents the story as real, stating that what he experienced there happened years ago, and that he has only ever seen one witch in his life.
We're going to go the witch hunting. We're gonna go show you guys where we've seen like the actual witchcraft, guys. So right now we're driving into Lighter Creek. Junior, I don't know if you want to show this. Like, I don't know if you can see. The windshield's kind of dirty. So point the camera and then focus on the road. Guys, look how scary. A lot of people come up here during the daytime, and at nighttime everybody leaves. It's really creepy. It looks like there's sunlight out. It looks actually pretty nice on camera, but I swear it's darker than that. So first location we're gonna go to is where we've seen the actual witch. Now, this happened like 6-7 years ago. I think I told you guys this story before. Now I believe I've seen only one witch in my life. So scary. So we're gonna go there, and then once we get there, I'll show you guys exactly what I saw and where we saw it.
The drive into the area already sets a tense mood, with darkening surroundings, isolated roads, and the feeling of leaving normal spaces behind. As they arrive, he points out the landscape where he previously claims to have seen a witch appear. The location is now changed, partly turned into a parking area, but he insists that the same spot used to feel much more open and isolated. He describes the moment in the past when a woman-like figure allegedly emerged from the bushes at night, walking in an unnatural, slow, and unsettling way toward their direction.
You see there's like parking spaces now, guys. Before there was no parking lot here. Like it was just gravel, and I remember there was this giant white tree, like literally right here, guys. There was like a giant tree. It was probably like 50 feet in the sky, I don't know. And this was like a hangout spot because this was one of the only open areas in Little Creek that you were like able to like come and like park and like chill. It lost my spot where we were, guys, but this is where we seen the witch. Why are you scared?
Oh no, I'm waiting for that car.
So we're parked here. Me and my homie are chilling. I was in the passenger seat. He was in the driver's seat. We're just chilling, hanging out, enjoying some drinks. And then out of nowhere, this was like 11:30 p.m. at night. Have I ever told you this story?
Yeah, you told me the story.
This is like 11:30 p.m. at night, guys. Literally, guys, like out of this like random mountain over here. Look, shine it over there, guys. Literally, like out of this area, we seen. I don't know where the witch came from, but she walked up. She was walking up towards us, and she was literally like wobbling like this, and it looked like what you would think a lady would, like a witch would look like. Like she had like a white gown, it looked like a savannah or something. She had like long black hair, and she was walking crazy, bro. She was deadass walking like, you know, like this, and she was like sparking something, like it was like a lighter. So scary.
As they move further in, the focus shifts from the original witch sighting location to another area where people allegedly leave offerings and signs of witchcraft. The most notable detail they point out is repeated placement of oranges along the river, which they interpret as ritual offerings connected to wandering witches.
I want to show you because this is where a lot of the witchcraft like is crazy. This is where the witchcraft is crazy. There's so many rocks. If you come, like be careful. You know, don't be low. You know, you gotta be careful. Oh my God! Wait. Here's some evidence. Guys, if this is not people's doings, this is some evidence. My belief is this is evidence of witchcraft. So we're gonna come over here.
The orange.
Look. So the oranges, yep, the oranges, that's witchcraft. See that? Those oranges, guys, that is witchcraft. That's witchcraft right there. So what that is, Hector, and there's more over there, like just shine over there. You see along the river, it's only oranges. So there's this thing in the witchcraft community where there is wandering witches that live in these mountains and woods. So what wandering witches is witches that have no home. So the witches have no home, and they rely on a food source of offerings down the river. So other Wiccas and witches, they come and leave food offerings along with some witchcraft in hopes that their witchcraft would be more effective.
Yeah.
And they leave food offerings for the wandering witches. So it is said that at nighttime, the wandering witches that live in the mountains that have no home, they come down to the river, walk down the river, and they eat the food offerings of the other witches and Wiccas. So
there's some more oranges over there.
It's so crazy, guys. This is like definitely witchcraft. Sometimes you'll see the oranges with like flowers and pictures of people. It's pretty crazy experience. It's pretty crazy to see it. This is probably here all day, and people must have kicked it or whatever.
As they explore deeper, they find more scattered oranges and signs they believe are linked to ritual activity. The environment becomes more physically difficult as well, with thick bushes, thorns, and unstable terrain making movement harder and limiting where they can go safely. Toward the end, there is a brief moment where they hear or sense something unusual in the surrounding bushes, though nothing is clearly shown or confirmed on camera. The uncertainty of the sound adds a final layer of tension before they decide to leave the area.
Just showing you guys the actual location, and then the third time we're gonna come more prepared with more people, more flashlights, and see if we could find. Did you hear that?
I heard something earlier, but I wasn't tripping, but I heard something over there.
There's like something in these bushes.
Yeah. But I heard it like behind that tree, like in that area.
It was like kind of over there.
Yeah.
Hello?
Wow, we can't. Want me to risk it and go over there?
Hello?
Wow, we can't. Want me to risk it and go over there?
No. You'll get really caught up.
I would risk it, but.
Is anybody out there?
The video closes with reflections on how the location feels completely different at night. Calm and normal during the day, but unsettling and unpredictable after dark. He ends by suggesting they may return again in the future with more preparation and more people, implying that the investigation is still unfinished. This video comes from a solo creator who performs a psychological experiment on himself by being tied to a chair in the middle of an old cemetery and left there alone overnight. The goal is simple. See how fear builds when you're completely isolated and unable to move. From the beginning, the location feels wrong. The cemetery is described as ancient, surrounded by abandoned houses and local stories about strange, unexplained events. Even before the experiment begins, the atmosphere already feels heavy and unsettling. Once tied to the chair, the fear sets in almost immediately. He can't move, can't turn around, and quickly becomes convinced that something might be standing behind him. The presence of graves all around only amplifies the feeling of being watched.
Down as securely as possible, and of course, I needed someone to tie me to the chair and leave, leaving me completely alone with my thoughts and fear, stuck in the middle of a cemetery with no way to move.
Я обосрался только что.
Чего?
Веточка за веточку отцепилась. Я думал, из кустов что-то выбежало.
From the very first minutes after being tied up, I felt genuinely uneasy. I couldn't move, couldn't even turn around, and the feeling that someone was standing right behind me kept getting stronger. Being surrounded by these crosses made it even worse.
As time passes, his mind starts to spiral. Every small sound, wind, insects, distant movement begins to feel like a real threat. He describes the sensation of cold air behind his neck, like something breathing just out of sight.
Time started to drag endlessly. My imagination was running wild, and every little sound turned into a potential threat. I swear, it felt like someone was standing behind me, breathing cold air down the back of my neck. As for ghosts and the supernatural, you try not to believe in that kind of stuff, but being alone in a cemetery at night makes it a lot harder. Then your mind starts going somewhere else. What if wild animals come out of the nearby forest? Or stray dogs? You can actually hear them pretty clearly nearby. And I'm just sitting here tied up. I try not to think about it. Honestly, at that point, ghosts would be the better option.
Soon, the fear shifts from imagination to something more physical. He starts hearing movement in the bushes around him, running sounds, low noises, something circling nearby. In total darkness and silence, even the smallest noise feels dangerously close.
At some point, I started hearing something moving around me. Something was running nearby, making disturbing noises from the bushes.
The most terrifying moment comes when his main light suddenly dies. The area goes dark, and the backup light begins to fade as well. Now he's left completely helpless, tied to a chair, surrounded by graves, and slowly swallowed by darkness with no way to escape. This video comes from a stealth camping channel where the creator mixes casual overnight stays in unusual locations with bits of local folklore and real-time observations, without heavily dramatizing anything. In this episode, he decides to camp overnight in the car park of a Morrison's, openly acknowledging that it sounds like a boring spot at first. However, he quickly points out that this particular location has a reputation for late-night activity, including boy racers and police presence, which already makes it feel slightly more unpredictable. Early on, there are a few small details that add to the atmosphere. Strange mechanical noise that briefly confuses him, a gritter passing through, and a single oddly parked car sitting alone in the distance, raising questions about who might still be around.
What the hell is this? What is that? Oh, it's a gritter. That must mean it's going to be cold tonight. I wonder what the hell that noise was then. Right, let's release the beast. Come on then. Run free, you're free, little one. Got the whole car park to yourself, mate. What do you think to that, eh?
Once inside the van, the focus shifts to getting through the cold night. He sets up a small heater and talks through his gear in a very relaxed, everyday way. Most of this section feels normal and grounded, but the emptiness of the car park and the idea of someone approaching, especially with him parked near a clothes recycling point, adds a subtle layer of discomfort in the background. Later, the video transitions into one of the more interesting parts: local folklore. He introduces a story about Leathery Old Coit, a headless horseman said to ride through nearby streets at midnight, with headless horses and violent gusts of wind. The story includes reported sightings from witnesses, including a couple and 2 children, which gives it a slightly more grounded feel, despite how bizarre it sounds.
Today, if you don't know, this is Weird Calderdale. The book's called Strange and Horrible Local History by Paul Weatherhead. Should we tell a ghost story? Eh? What do you think? This one is called Leathery Old Coit. Coit means coat in Yorkshire dialect. If you happen to be in Westgate area of Elland around midnight and feel a sudden violent rush of wind on the otherwise still night, it might have been Leathery Old Coit, one of Calderdale's best known spooks, flashing by you. Leathery Coit, Yorkshire for leather coat, is a headless horseman who rides a carriage pulled with headless horses through the streets of Elland. He emerges from a barn whose doors creak open without any human help, and the grim, headless spectre thunders out amid howling wind down Dog Lane onto the old earth before returning whence he came. The main source for the story of Leathery Coit is Lucy Hamerton's 1901 book Old Elland. She also introduces us to witnesses who had seen the ghost. The first are an anonymous. I can't. An anonymous. The first are an anonymous husband and wife returning from visiting a sick relative. They felt the ominous rush of wind before Leathery Old Coit himself and his ghastly horses flew by, to the couple's utter horror. The second witnesses are 2 of Lucy Hamerton's uncles. Once, when they were children, they were playing outside in North Aram when they suddenly dashed into the house, claiming they had seen a carriage flash by, pulled by headless horses and driven by old Leathery Coit.
The contrast between the quiet, modern setting and the violent imagery of the folklore stands out. While nothing unusual is actually captured during the camp itself, The idea of something rushing past unseen adds a lingering tension to the otherwise calm environment. For the rest of the night, things remain mostly uneventful. He continues talking casually, joking about his dog, and sharing random personal stories, which keeps the video grounded in reality rather than pushing into horror. Still, the isolation and the setting never fully lose that slightly uneasy feeling. By the end, he wakes up during the night and decides to leave early instead of continuing the camp. There is no clear paranormal activity, but the combination of location, quiet surroundings, and the folklore element gives the video a subtle but consistent sense of unease. This video comes from a creator who mixes Randonautica-style exploration with a recurring demon ceramic cat named Karen, which she believes guides her to different locations and strange outcomes. In this episode, she arrives at Green Mountain Cemetery for a Halloween-themed Randonautica session, already noticing how quickly it's getting dark and how isolated the place feels. Almost immediately, things feel off, with distant sounds that resemble a child's voice and an overall sense that she is not fully alone in the area.
This is cool that we started right by this. I like that on the back of this beautiful gravestone. Okay, so I need to hold you because you are going to tell me kind of where to go first. Aren't her eyes just like the creepiest? Just like look into her eyes. I don't like being this close to you, Karen, but as long as I don't offend you, we're okay. I don't know if you can hear like a voice. It's like a child's voice. I don't know. I'm just at unease in this cemetery. Especially just by myself at this time of day. It's a little bit weird. I mean, it is beautiful, but not cool. So, anyway, where are we going?
What makes the experience unsettling is how the guidance seems to come through notes connected to Karen. One tells her to climb the hill, leading her into a darker, more remote part of the cemetery as the light fades fast. The higher she goes, the more uneasy the environment becomes. Uneven terrain, strange rock placements, and a growing feeling of isolation.
Of course, here we freaking go. Okay. Karen. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute because, okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, really wound this one up tight, Karen. Gotta use my knees. Okay, wow, this is a lot of writing, actually. You're driving as shit. No driving today. Climb the hill. Really, Karen? Really? Here we go. Okay, here we go. It's getting darker, and I feel like you were like heavier or something. I'm actually kind of nervous, not about ghosts per se, because ghosts are just cool people that don't have the burden of having a freaking body anymore, but I am kind of worried about like bears and mountain lions, because there's a lot of those that tend to come down from the foothills. Like, look at this. Whoa, this is creepy. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, these are like real burrows or something, but like what? They're big. Like what kind of thing burrows? And maybe like a coyote or something, I don't know. But this is like troubling to see this right by the road. Or trail, I should say. I feel like a big animal. Just gonna pop. That's like big animal. Like bigger than a gopher is gonna pop out of there.
The tension peaks when she descends and finds another note hidden in the bushes, reading, "I'm always watching," along with a dead rose and "I love you."
I just can't help but notice there's something weird kind of under the leaves in the bushes. What is this? Oh, of course there's a note. Of course, Karen. Okay, let me just try to I don't know. Okay, just illuminate so I can get this freaking note that I'm now like so afraid of what this might say. Okay. Can you wait, look at that. I love you. And the rose is very dead, but okay. can't even read this. Oh my gosh. I'm always watching. Freaking, of course. Ugh. Leave it to Karen to be really...
This moment stands out as the most chilling part of the entire video, shifting everything from curious exploration to a feeling of being observed.
Cute. I love you. What do you guys think? Little angels, this feels like I have a spirit admirer. Yes, I think they say yes. So we're just gonna take that because I know that's for me. A dead rose because it's a dead. And now it is way too dark and I'm officially done. We're done.
Shortly after, she notices strange flashing or strobe-like lights near a gravestone in the dark, something she cannot explain and does not expect in such a place. Combined with the earlier note, it pushes the atmosphere into something far more uncomfortable than a typical exploration.
A black shadow, still over there. No coyotes have eaten you. If they did, they would obviously not be in for a treat because you are ceramic, but maybe delicious, I don't know. Clearly something has tried to gnaw on you in the past, but it is time for us to go, so let's go.
By the end, the sense of unease outweighs curiosity, and she quickly decides to leave the cemetery, describing the experience as strange, but unsure whether it was paranormal or something staged. This video follows a solo explorer returning to one of the most isolated places he regularly films, an area he immediately describes as sketchy before anything even begins. He mentions there are several locations he investigates, including another deep mountain site filled with strange symbols and reported sightings. But for this night, he chooses this remote lakeside spot far away from any normal access. From the moment he arrives, something feels off. The area is quiet, but not in a normal way. He points out a strange smell in the air and explains that years ago, a body was found near the boat ramp under suspicious circumstances.
Well, this is where I'm going to spend the night tonight. I got a late start getting here. It's already super late. I like old driftwood. I found out back about 12 years ago there was a body somewhere right up in here, they said, to the right of this boat ramp. And it wasn't natural causes.
As he moves deeper into the area, he recalls a previous encounter on the same trail, hearing footsteps moving through the leaves all around him, followed by a man's voice that didn't seem to come from any clear direction. Even now, he still cannot explain what that was. Not long after, the same pattern begins again. He starts hearing movement, subtle at first, then more distinct. At one point, he suddenly reacts, convinced he just heard someone nearby. The sound is clear enough that he says he heard it clear as day, yet there is no flashlight, no visible person, nothing to confirm anyone is actually there.
Through several counties, it stays at the mountain. That's where I heard some right there. I don't see no eye shine though. Oh shit. I just heard somebody. heard somebody right up there. Heard them clear as day. Every time I come here, I push my luck.
The tension rises when he approaches a hidden graveyard deep in the woods. Even before entering, he hesitates several times, openly saying he doesn't want to go in. The ground is covered in dry leaves, making it impossible to move quietly, meaning anything nearby would easily hear him coming. Inside, the atmosphere shifts immediately. He describes a heavy, uneasy feeling and recalls past visits where he claims to have seen shadow figures and even had to run out of the area. The graves are scattered throughout the forest rather than organized, with some dating back to 1832, adding to the sense of age and isolation.
It goes deep back in there. But that's where I've barely gotten away. I've had to run and run. I'm wearing my work boots tonight. I can't run. Look at this. $1832. Didn't we see one at the other graveyard? That was 1832. I'm hearing leaves. Hearing leaves back at the other end. That's what happened last time. Every hair on me is standing up. Oh, Lordy. I'm out here by myself. And you can't get out of here fast at all.
Eventually, he leaves the graveyard, but the feeling doesn't go away. For the night, he decides to sleep inside his vehicle, setting up a camera despite being uncomfortable with the idea, since anyone, or anything, could potentially see inside. The most unsettling moment happens later in the night. He suddenly wakes up, convinced that someone was trying to get into his vehicle. The sound feels close and deliberate. He immediately checks outside but finds nothing there.
Somebody was trying to get in my Bronco. I've already walked around. I had to put my phone on my stick with a light so y'all could see.
Even after searching, the feeling doesn't go away. He explains that with the light inside the vehicle, visibility outside is limited, making it impossible to see what might be just beyond the glass. Although he later considers whether the noise could be related to damage from hitting a deer earlier that night, he never fully explains what woke him up so suddenly. By the end, nothing is clearly captured on camera, but the repeated footsteps, the feeling of being watched, the activity around the graveyard, and the late-night disturbance at his vehicle leave the entire experience unresolved and deeply unsettling.